Hey there. We are getting started on the bottom right. So what you're going to need are your 3 colors for this week. You need a dark wing, a light wing, just one of each, and a light and a dark tail. You need a couple of light diamonds and 3 dark diamonds. All right, so this is what we're sewing together today. Oh my gosh, we just have, after this section, there's just 2 more sections and then we put it together. This is so amazing. And thank you for bearing with me on being a little late. I've been pretty sick again. I have actually shingles right now, so I'm in a lot of pain. But I gotta be honest with you, coming together and doing this is helping my soul. I guess you can say that. So, all right, let's get started with this bottom right. I am so excited to get done. I know y'all are too. More and more people are getting done and just speeding ahead. And you even saw the one lady, she's done the pillow. So I'm really excited about that. Remember, we're going to get together and sew together on January 1st, live on YouTube. We're going to be live. I'm not going to pre-record it like I do these. And we're going to get that pillow done. I'm so excited. All right, let's get going. So we're going to do it row by row. I'm actually going to start with the top row, which will be the 4 pieces. And we'll kind of go down from there. All right, so what I need to do, I'm going to put these to the side. Oh, and remember last week I said I lost one of my dark ones? It ended up being like behind me on the floor. I turned around, but I didn't see it, so it had dropped down. All right, so we're not going to use this one this time. We are using these 2. So this one goes here, and then this one goes here. And there is absolutely no matching for this, sewing this down. There's no matching. Do you see that? I have those little sticky up little point things. I'm going to snip those off real quick. There we go. When I'm matching up seams, they get in my way. So now that's nice and straight. Yeah, we just sew those together. Cool, no matching. That's my kind of sewing. All right. I'm not even going to get the other pieces right now. We're just going to sew these together. Since there's no matching, I'm excited about getting it done. We'll have plenty of other match-up points, so this one's fun. So just line up, because it's notched, it kind of lines up real pretty. I'm just going to pin it so it doesn't slide too much. A couple pins just to hold it in place, because it's already kind of wanting to slide away from me. If I can grab a pin. They poured out and I had to put them back in, so now all the pins are sticking up. It's hard for me to get the heads. All right, here we go. Starting to sew. I'll go needle down. I have a little gap there. And I know a lot of people backstitch at the front of it. I'm not one of those people, and it's not because I don't believe in it. It's just I forget. And I do a victory lap before I send it to the long armor. I am so glad, let me get through with this, that I did not have to match up all of those pieces to something. Wow, I'm super glad about that. All right, there we go. And I'm going to press it with my little iron here, and I know my head's going to be in the camera. But I'm just going to use a little mini iron right now. I love these little Aliso mini irons. And I really want to get my setup. I said last time I'm going to ask for that. We'll see the new setup on January 1st. My daughter's coming, so she'll be in this this room, but I'll kick her out for that day. After all, it is my sewing room, right? All right, just kind of ease into that, give it a little press. Kind of lightly went over it, and now I'm just going to press it. All right. So that, you see the row coming together. Now we need a dark diamond. Now it's the Easy Sews dark diamond. And we are getting a little bit of a match point. And again, it's got those little points that are sticking up, and I'm just going to trim those off. I should have done that before, like when we were sewing them. I should have snipped off all those little pieces. All right, matching, matching. This is kind of a straight line match. It's coming up on that. Yeah, that looks good. I'm just going to pin that. It's kind of a thick point right there, so be careful with it. Ooh, I don't like how that sounded. When it bulks up like that, I guess it's just a real bulky area, but I'm going to take that out. That's a real bulky area, and it's going to want to hold it. Yes, everybody has their little problems in sewing. Okay, I ripped that. Yeah, that's a nice little bulk there. Let's see what we can do about kind of helping that out a little bit. All right, second try. That's that spot that has all those where what 4 pieces come together, so it's a little bit thick on that start. So what I may do, and what I am going to do, is start a little bit in and then back over it and then back. Ooh, and it still caught it again like that. Well, we're going to move on, I think. It's just going to be a little bit smaller stitches through there. Let me get this all straightened out. That's just one of those points that it's just bulky. Let's see how it looks from the front. And from the front, it looks fine. And that's going to get, that little 1/4 inch is going to get taken up. So good enough for me. All right. So how many have not, if anybody's watching this and they haven't really gotten started, what happened? Did the year just kind of get away from you? I don't know if that's going to open up. I think I may do this one, this side, not open it up, because that seam is just too big, and we'll just go to one side and let that seam lie. I don't want to do that with all of these, but sometimes when those seams are real thick, you're not going to get it open. And for those who did start, that are still watching, and you started but then stopped, what happened? I'm curious as to what happens, right? Something you want to do. We've gone real slow with it. I'm not getting on to you. I'm just curious. I'm curious how I can help and what I can do to help you finish a project that you started and you paid for, and I know you love it. Okay, so now we need, because we're working with the dark, we need a dark tail. And one dropped again. All right. Where's my dark tail? There it is. Okay. And we're matching that middle seam up again. And this is our longest row. It gets easier and easier as we go down. Then we just sew them all together and we're done. Okay, kind of an angle match up here, not a cross one. That's what I call them, angles and crosses. Don't know why. Probably not what they're called, but I'm not into formal names, I guess. The row is done. Perfect. You didn't want to come off that time. I probably pulled it away. Usually when I pull on it a little bit, it won't go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I am so excited. All right. The longest row is done. I know most people do the whole row and then go and iron it. And normally I do, but I felt like I'll take these small little breaks and my head won't be in the camera the whole time. All right. That's upside down. Here is our first row. Nice, nice, nice. All right, I'm going to put this to the side. So our next row, we have this, and we are working with another dark. And we have a dark wing, which is, if I can get it up, this one. So just 3. All right. These are these bright, fun colors. And I think I'm going to go, no, I kind of want, I don't know if I want the yellow up or the green up. She kind of puts the green up, so I'll go with that just to keep it consistent. All right. Remember to keep your darks. Look at your book and really make sure you're doing it the right way. So the dark goes up here. Oops. And it looks like we have no seam matchups. No seam matchups. I want to make sure we're getting all the way. Cool. There we go. And like this. We're going to have a lot of seam matching ups when we put all these pieces together, so. All right. So what are you sewing for Christmas gifts? Are you sewing any Christmas gifts? Have you finished? Are you going to be rushing to finish? I know I told y'all that my son asked for a couple of things, and I already had things sewn. So I'm actually not going to have to sew anything for Christmas this year, which I'm kind of thankful for. I'm working on 4 different quilts right now, not including this one. Life of a shop owner. That's bugging me. I want that seam to look pretty. There, better. Much better. All right. And I actually think I'm going to have all 4 of my kids. This is the first time in years. It's kind of amazing. Okay, we're going to get our wing, and it goes here. Look how beautifully that looks. I didn't have all these threads everywhere. All right. Now remember, you're supposed to use the wing that's going to make this, we're on an edge now, right? So you want to make sure that you have that straight edge on this side. And then we have a cross matchup on this one. So we're going to pin. These usually come together really easily and really well. No bulks, just normal seams. We have a lot going on in the shop, actually. We've been really busy. We're having a shop hop going on, and I know that's a local thing. But next week, starting on December 9th, we are having an online quilt auction, and that's open to everyone that's online. It's an online thing. So we're selling our samples. We're auctioning our samples, and an employee of mine makes quilts, and her quilts are going to be up there too. We have quilts, we have table runners, we're going to have some bags, any other things that I that I deem are no longer useful for our shop, but are well loved, and I would like someone else to love it like we do. We just can't keep everything. There's too much. So we'll have that going on starting December 9th, and the auction will go for 1 week. And those are great Christmas presents. And there is row 3. Row 2. Now we're on row 3. We need a dark, and I'm pretty sure a light, and the light tail. That's it. That's all we're sewing. Easy peasy. I ended it easy today. But the auction, it's our first time doing an auction. And this is a cross meet up. Kind of a couple of things coming together here, so be careful with this intersection. I don't want that to be twisted. Actually, I think it's an angle. It's just the opposite way. No pins in the mouth. That's why I dropped it. Okay. So it's an angle one, not really a cross one. Looks like it's a cross, but it's actually an angle. All right. Measure all these out. That looks fabulous. Let's go for it. I've been, I don't know if a lot of y'all know, but we modify the exploding heart pattern into flags. And I've designed quite a few that I'm going to be releasing, actually one per month in 2025. I've got 13, so there'll be a bonus at some point, a bonus one. And that's what I'm working on, are those quilts. I'm trying to get those sewn together. So I don't talk about my shop a whole lot, but that's something that I'm quite proud of, and it's in collaboration with Slice of Pie. So it's really fun. All right. Beautiful, seamless. That matched up so good. Yeah, definitely do the I need a dark one. Yeah, that's why the dark's on top. Do the, coming up the angle, don't do the crossover. And that'll help with that. It looks like a crossover at first glance. Okay, now we match these two up and we're done with row 3. Easy peasy. 2 more pieces after this, and then we can sew the rows together, and we are done with the bottom right. And we've just got 2 more after this. Oh my gosh, we're so close. We have to have a party. Maybe that's what January 1st is, right? It's the party. We're going to have our drinks. We're going to celebrate by doing the pillow. Because even if you're not finished, you've been cutting the triangles. As long as you're done cutting, you can join us on that day. I would love it if y'all would sew. Kind of set it up, watch and sew. You can join us on that day and sew the pillow even if you're not done with the top, as long as you've got your cutting done. Because the top isn't dependent upon that pillow. So if you think, I just can't get done with this in time, it's not going to happen, that's okay. Get the pillow done. It'll make you feel good to get a little something done, right? Something is stuck on my cord. I need to work on that. Let's change the room around. Can you tell I'm frustrated with it? All right. There is row 3 looking fabulous. Pin that little loose thread off. I love it. One more row, one more sew. So we've got our light with the dark facing up, remember? And we've got our tail. This is the darker. It doesn't look like it, but this is the darker of, you can't see it in the light. That's the darker of, you can kind of see it, you know, when I put it up against that. This is the darker one. So that one, that side goes up to give you that straight edge right here. All right. And this is a crossover one, as they usually are on these. Make sure it matches up. Looks great. I know, pin in the mouth. And let's finish sewing this. All right, so since I have your attention, I am going to talk about the sew-alongs that I'm doing next year. Y'all's, I'm doing one for y'all. We're going to do another slow-along. We call it slow-along. And I know it doesn't have the word sew in it, but that's okay. It's the sewing slow-along. We should do that. And that's a big one. It's going to be like 15 months. So we'll be together for a year, not quite a year and a half, but yeah, a little bit. Because I like to give y'all an extra month to finish. Life gets in the way. I know I am busy too. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I know I say I pre-record these. I pre-record these by like hours before y'all see it. So it's really on time. I probably should do it live because I just never can seem to keep up. All right. But that's okay. Y'all can't either. We are done with our rows. I'm actually going to start with I'm going to put these 2 together and then the other 2 together and then sew them together, right? 2 and 2. I like to do that. To me, it helps with the warping just a little bit. All right. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 intersections. This one is a crossover, but they're easier ones, right? Not with a lot of seams coming together, just the 2 seams. Crossover, they're all crossovers. Get that pinned. Okay, so y'all's, sorry I got sidetracked in doing this. I'm also doing a sew along with Stephanie Organis in collaboration with her. And that's it's a skill builder sew along. And that one's only about 9 to 10 weeks. I may stretch it out to 12. just so it's not so tight. So 3 months. It's definitely not a large project like this one. It really is. If you've done like one quilt and you want to up your game, you want to learn more techniques and things like that, that's the sew along to do. I know some people started with this one, wow, and they are doing great. Some people just have a knack for it. There we go. Straighten that out. It had a little bit of bubble that didn't need to be there. So that one is with her newest collection that's not out yet. It's not going to be delivered until May. But I've already done that one. If y'all are interested in seeing some of these sew-alongs, let me know, and I will show y'all. Okay, I'm not going to iron in between because that takes, I want to go to the big table. The small one doesn't quite work, but there we go. It is getting bigger. Now let's sew these together. Now keep track. You don't want to accidentally sew this on top. This one needs to go on top, okay? So be careful when you're sewing, pay attention. So I'm going to take this one and put it on top here. Move it over. Let's see what we've got. We have got this first one here, which is a crossover. I'm going to go ahead and pin it because it's hard to kind of lay out right here. All right, we're pinning that one. There is no match there. There is, should that be a match there? Oh my gosh, that is not a match. Woo, I'm like, I don't think that's supposed to be that way. I talked about paying attention, and guess what? I didn't pay attention. All right, let's move this all the way to here. And let's pin at the beginning so I don't make that mistake again. At least I didn't sew it. All right. Let's pin this here. All right, no match up, no match up. And this is much more a natural matchup, and you are angled on this one, so just kind of spot on. And this is where there are so many fabrics coming together right at once. That's going to be a knot. So be careful when you're sewing through this intersection here. That's a lot. And I'm going to cut some of this off. A lot coming together right there. Probably like 10 or 8 fabrics coming together right there. Seams. Okay. I'm going to pin here just because it looks like it's gaping a little bit, and I want to make sure it stays nice and flat. Yeah, that looks better. All right, next we have an intersection here, and this is an angled one, and I want to cut some of that off so I could see it better. There we go. Yes, I have a little trash can by here. I know you're thinking, gosh, she just throws everything on the floor. Nope, I've got a little trash can there. Catch all my threads and snips that I do. I just feel like I need to pin this one a little more. Yeah, that made it a lot better. Whew, definitely pin. Okay. I was fighting with it a little bit. All right, we have an intersection here. Okay. We're going to be doing a lot of pinning when we sew these sections together. I have a feeling. I'm a pinner. And then we've got an intersection here that just lined up really well. So I'm not going to be fussy with it. And then I'm going to pin the end just so it doesn't go too wild. Okay, I have one more sew along that I'm doing. I'm doing three sew alongs. This one I don't have the supplies yet, but I'm supposed to be getting this week. Let's lay that out, get some of that bulk out of it. All right. It is, so every year Riley Blake does some sort of box of the month, right? It's a pillow of the month, a table topper of the month, a door banner of the month was this year. And next year they're doing a tabletop banner of the month. And they also have put together where, because it's small, it's like 12 by 14 or something like that, or 8 by 12. It's small. So they're doing a finisher kit where you can make it into a quilt. So every month I'm going to sew with, that month's table banner. And then at the end, so if you join, you get the finishing kit for free. And then at the end, we'll put it into a quilt. Because sometimes, people have bought into those and they're like, my whole house is decorated with these. What can I do differently? If you don't want to do the tabletop banners, but you like the look of the seasonal type thing. So January is winter, February is Valentine's, March is St. Patrick's, April is, I don't know, usually April, they don't do rain showers, but it's usually of something floral like, and so is May. And, June, they'll do like fruit and stuff, or I don't know. They all come up with different things because it's all the different designers of Riley Blake, and they come up with their own design. And then July, is always patriotic, and August is always about pools and popsicles and things like that. So if you like the idea of a seasonal type quilt, we've got that sew along going on. All right, we have finished that row. I always like to look. It's like opening a present. I know I say that a lot, but oh, how pretty. That really turned out good. And that wonky intersection right there actually looks fabulous. Look at that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, let's sew this row together. I'm actually going to turn this off for safety. Move that out of the way. So now we are putting this row on here like this, and we are done. All right, I'm going to lift this up and over like this, and then I will turn it around. All right, being sure we've got to match up at this starting point. Cut off those extra threads. That I did brush to the floor. I will vacuum. All right, and then we match that point up. I'm gonna pin it. I love these pins. It's the magic pins. I adore them. Okay, this is a little, all right, it's a cross match. I'm gonna look at something real quick. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna, that's better. All right, and we've got a cross here. So in addition to those sew-alongs, I'm releasing, a modified exploding heart in some sort of flag every month. And we are starting, there's going to be a mystery sew-along. I don't have details yet, but if you like mystery sew-alongs, we're going to be doing one. I'm kind of excited. It's the first one that I've done. They're quick, they're easy, they're fun. We're going to have some fun with it. So I've got a lot going on this year. I would love if you would join me in other things besides this, but I realize these are huge, right? And it's a lot. You can only do so many sew-alongs, but they're fun. They'll be on YouTube, so if you don't want to join, but kind of see what's going on, that would be fun too. I'm just pinning a little bit because it's a long area. Nothing matches up through here. All right, let's finish this. Let's finish this. So that's kind of the larger things that I have planned for next year. And I'm doing a lot of shows. If you are in Virginia, that area up there, North Carolina, Virginia, Road to California is actually going to do a Road to Virginia in June, and we are going to be there. So I know some of you saw me at QuiltCon last year when we were in Raleigh, or earlier this year when we were in Raleigh, but I'll be coming back to the general area. No, not too far. So that's fun. And we're also doing QuiltCon in February. So if you're going to be in Phoenix, come by and say hi. And stop by Cactus Quilt Shop. She's in, oh, it's going to blow my mind. Not Phoenix, Arizona. She's in Tuscan, Arizona. It's Cactus Quilt Shop. She's a friend of mine, Lisa, and she's going to have a booth at QuiltCon too. So you'll want to go by and see her. She's really sweet. She's a great friend. All right. Yes, us shops do kind of get together sometimes. All right. That's a really long tail. I'm going to snip that. So we're finished. That's it. Just a little conversation with a friend, and guess what? It's done. And it's upside down. Or sideways and upside down. All right, there we go. So I'm going to iron, and then I will meet up with you after ironing. Hi, everyone. We are finished. It turned out really, really good, and I'm excited about it because this is the 4th section. So only 2 more. The only thing I can say about this is one of the things that I wish I had done was just push the long seams to one side because of thick borders, and I think it turned out really good. I ironed these to one side. I may go back with my other ones and iron them the same direction just to be consistent, but I think it turned out really good. Oh my gosh, especially this one right here that just so many come together. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I didn't lie. 8 come together at one time. But that turned out really great. All right. Bottom right. We have done the rest. All right. We are doing, oh, I didn't look up. Here's the book. We are doing the top right next week. Oh, it's the reds. I'm so excited. The oranges. I love orange and red. I like the fiery look. So, all right. We are done. Thank you for joining us. And if you need any more information about anything, any of the sew-alongs I talked about, or just anything else, send me an email. It's jennifer@threadedlines.com. Thanks, guys. Don't forget about the auction next week, and we will see you next week for the top right. Bye.